not to. The boys in Hawkeye tell me that it was just out, so 21 mils, a wise decision from the Swede.
Poor start though from Söderling. A lot of unforced errors. Just in 4 games, 7 unforced errors. And rarely does Federer allow Söderling to get in position to hit those kinds of shots.
He gets enough balance.
He just moves them. And very few people have the ability to do that. Söderling is always bossing the points around, dictating play, not against Federer. And that's, I think, because Federer does such a good job at returning the serve.
And taking the groundies early and rushing Söderling, something he's not used to seeing a lot of, Doug.
No. Söderling just decides, okay, I'm going to take it up a notch. Got to go for a little bit more. Very interesting contrast in styles. Look at him, how he just gets that return back. He knows Söderling's not going to serve him volley, so he doesn't have to do a whole lot with the return.
Put up with Roger yesterday at lunch, and tells me he's busied himself this week by going to visit the World Expo that's going on here in Shanghai. It's ongoing for about 3 months. So I went to have a look at the Swiss and South African exhibitions. One for Dad, one for Mom.
Having to work exceptionally hard.
Well, you just have to look how many points he's played on serve versus Federer. He's played 23. Roger's played 12.
just frustrates Söderling. That ball comes back with no pace. And then Söderling tries to do a little too much, and if he stays in trouble like this, he'll probably try to start coming in a little bit. And then watch what Federer does when he tries coming in. He'll expose the weakness with Söderling's volleys.
It's our third break point of the match for Federer.
Break always goes down very nicely.
And Federer leads 4-1 first set.
Ball boy.
You know, Robbie, I'm surprised more guys don't play the same way against Söderling. And what I mean by that is, I know Federer's got a lot more skills and weapons, but in terms of returning, if you know the guy's not going to come in, then why not just try to play the balls back? And I would say that against a lot of big players. Just play, and that's going to expose the fact guys aren't taking advantage of their big serves, but then it's what you do after that. Federer has the ability to dip balls, a little variety. Unfortunately for so many of the other players, they feel if they just push the ball back in the court, it's going to be too tough for them to play defense against Söderling. But he exposes the weaknesses in the big guy.
There's a life-size statue of Victor Gedler. It's 16, referring to Federer's Grand Slam total.
And he's off to a wonderful start here.
And it does get inside your head when you've lost to a guy a lot, like Söderling has done to Federer. Especially when you go down early to someone you don't have a particularly good record against. It is easier to lose heart sooner rather than later. Oh, here we go again. That's what the mindset becomes.
He's doing it to me again. Well, this has been really easy for Federer thus far.
Like clockwork for Federer.
Well, I was chatting with Magnus Norman at the U.S. Open, and we were talking about how much Söderling's improved, but still there's such a long ways to go, because against the likes of the Federers, the likes of the Murrays, you just can't hit those guys off the court on most days. So what do you do if plan A is not working? And Norman made it very clear that, you know, they're working on transition game, working on the slice approach. And they're working on trying to get Söderling to be more comfortable at the net, but the problem is he has such extreme grips, Robbie. It's very difficult for him to really learn the proper technique at this stage of his career.
Yeah, because the continental grip will feel really uncomfortable and unusual in the hand. Struggling to buy a first serve. 50%. And making a lot of unforced errors. It's worst case scenario for Söderling at the moment. And a lot of those points have been gifted to Federer with unforced errors.
It just mixes it up so well. Söderling loves to play with rhythm and he can't get any. Federer will not allow it.
Well, this has been a real one-sided affair, very much like the first two singles matches we saw today. Murray and Djokovic dominating as Federer is here. Dozen unforced errors from Söderling. Pretty much hands the opening set to Roger Federer. In just 28 minutes, Federer leads by a set to love.
When you've beaten somebody 13 out of 14 times, you pretty much have their number. It's as much a psychological battle as anything. And Federer's supremely confident when he plays Söderling.
I think it's more a psychological battle than anything else, Doug. We know that the shots are there for Söderling. We saw him do it yesterday against David Ferrer, but today, the moment he sees the vision that is Roger Federer on the other side of the court, it certainly it does bother him big time. And a very poor opening set. First serve percentage bad. Points one on first serve, terrible, and unforced errors, well, it's just killing him at the moment, so he can only get better. That's the good thing.
Second set.
Nothing like enjoying a nice cold Heineken while watching Roger Federer in action.